1, 2, 3. That's it.
The video started.
The video started. Hello, star babies. I'm Tom.
I'm Galen.
And this is your 15 minutes of FUME.
The new nicknames that you keep coming up with, like little wolf pups or something.
I'm trying to keep it fresh. I'm just trying to keep it fresh. It's because, and now here's where we begin. Today we are here sniffing samples from Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs Lone Star Fundraiser. That's star babies, Lone Star.
Oh, I get it.
I'm trying. These are 3 perfumes that we created a couple of weeks ago in response to the drastic weather crisis that afflicted people in Texas and other states. But we put together 3 perfume blends that were inspired by various state animals. Kind of tricky to dig around in terms of like historical Texas stuff for perfume inspiration, but people love animals, and hopefully you will love these perfumes. The proceeds from these perfume blends, everything above the cost of production, is donated to Bridge Homeless Recovery Center, Austin Disaster Relief, and Food Bank RGV. And then on our page for these, if you look up BPAL Lone Star, you should go directly there. Also, of course, we're including a link down there somewhere. The lab went ahead and made donations ahead of like people buying these, and now, of course, a lot of people have donated, and so we'll be able to pass that along. But anyway, there are still agencies and organizations in need who are still playing catch up with everything that has happened in Texas. So there are also links on that page where you can go and donate directly or learn more about what people need. We're all the way over here in California. You know, we don't know what's up. So we just are here to help. And I know everyone's waiting for the Lupercalia perfumes. Boy, so am I. That's happening very soon. I figure every time I say that it's happening soon, I fear that I start to sound more and more like some kind of gaslighting, adult figure in your life. But they really are happening.
Any day now.
So when you're shopping for Lupercalia perfumes, just don't forget about these little guys, these 3, and maybe toss one in. I don't know. It's for a good cause. So anyway, the very first one that we have is Hammy Northern Mockingbird. This is a Northern Mockingbird striking a hammy pose, hamming it up. It does not smell like ham. There are no animal products in the perfume. The bird is Hammy. Moons over my hammy Northern Mockingbird.
No!
It's not that.
No, it does not smell like ham. Wow.
I don't know. Sometimes
Ham,
people
single note.
take things very literally. With Please Scream Inside Your Heart, when it mentioned fear, nausea thing in the description, people got very nervous that there was a vomit note in the scent. And a lot of people were waiting for reviews just to make sure we weren't trying to sneak a vomit note into there. There wasn't, we weren't, and there's no ham in here. So this is just us having a really silly sense of humor. So, as evidenced by, just look at us. So the scent is a dusty, dry, woody scent that manages to be surprisingly flamboyant. White sandalwood, violet leaf, orris root, cardamom pod, and Texas cedar. I have been noticing that a lot of perfumes that I love have violet leaf.
Uh-oh.
I've never smelled a standalone violet leaf before. I should try to remedy that in the future. It smells very outdoors. I love this. There's a prairie smell to it. Does that make sense? It's it is. I'm glad it says dusty, right? It's the second word in the description. It smells dusty. What do you need that for? Oh, you're doing that. Okay.
Trying on the perfume. No ham?
Nary a pork product to be found. It's funny that there's not a bird smell, but it does remind me of I had referenced before, I think the baby raptor moon. Was that what it was? It was a nest full of birdlings, and it was a warm brown musty twiggy, dusty scent. This is like that. It does have a flamboyance to it. Isn't that funny? Which I think is probably relating to the violet leaf because it just kind of gives it this like, hello. Yeah. Fluffs Bob.
Frantically fluffs Bob.
Yeah.
It's dry.
Is there a bird with a bob?
Oh, well, there's that bird that has the hair thing. Like the weird feather. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, it's called oh, right on the tip of my tongue.
No.
You know the bird.
No.
With the thing.
I want to be reincarnated as a bird with a bob. That's how you'll know it's me. And then with one wing, I'll be like, that's my mating dance. I love this nice dry sandalwood.
Really, yeah, dry.
The violet leaf
Gentle.
kind of gives it this like kind of breath of pizzazz. And I'm assuming it's that because I don't think it's the cardamom, and I know what cedar is and how it works in a scent, basically. And it's welcome here, and it's nice. It actually, this really smells like a really nice drawer that you open. It's got that like cedar factor, you know, a little,
that makes sense.
A little dusty, but like maybe there's like some keepsakes in there. So what I love, I know this about our perfumer, is that when there's a fundraiser for an urgent cause, often the scents that are produced by those are kind of like crowd pleasers, you know, nothing too edgy or dangerous. It's something that people will want to buy because we know that they like want to support the cause. And so we want to give them something that's like accessible and something that they can be, you know, excited to actually wear. So this feels very much like that. It's just kind of like earthy and dusty and a little festive. It smells like nature, but like in a happy way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Next we're moving on to Judgmental Longhorn. And this is my cue for a little spiel about how I really wish people would stop posting about like, this is what Texas deserves for doing this or that, or like, if Texas didn't want this to happen, they should have done this. And I'm like, okay, don't be such a judgmental Longhorn. There are great people in Texas. I have family in Texas. I know some wonderful people in Texas. I can say that even though I had to go to Bible camp there numerous years in a row, and was even involved in some kind of workshop where they put us in cages and had camp counselors dressed up like demons poking us with pitchforks to simulate how terrible it would be to go to hell.
What?
And, oh yeah, that happened to me. It was really fun. So if I can have love for Texans, I think that you should be able to do the same. And otherwise, you start to sound like the people who were sitting back when we were having wildfires in California and being like, well, that's what you get because of all of the sodomy. You know what I mean? Like, so don't be a judgmental Longhorn. But the smell of the judgmental Longhorn is, he knows what you've been up to. Sweet tonka, smoked vanilla, benzoin, labdanum, amber, hay absolute, hay, cacao absolute, and soft brown musk. Oh.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Ah, I love this. Right in the bottle I got a little bit of the hay. I was hoping it wouldn't be too buried. I love a hay note. How do hay and chocolate manage to like mix together and form anything good? Like, I don't get it. It's like rich and brown and dusty and spicy. I love the resonance here. The vanilla really, I think, is like tweaking the chocolate and kind of like amping it a little bit. Probably same with the tonka, because I don't smell that separately. There's just like a really lovely kind of foodie thing going on, but it's also kind of spicy and musky, so it's not like a true gourmand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What are you smelling?
I mean, all of it, really. Kind of just like in a nice blended sweet whoosh of...
I think the benzoin might be part of the whoosh here. It's like weirdly incensey, you know? It's like a sweet, smooth, incensey situation. Really soothing. and relaxing.
I said this about the Mockingbird one too, but I would also call the Longhorn one to be a gentle scent. It just has like a nice softness that is like very comforting and like tender. You know,
Yes.
Oh, my heart.
Yes, my heart.
Oh.
I'm glad you're getting that too, because I get that with some of the hay scents anyway, and I just it's related to like nostalgia and scent association from my childhood as like, you know, a child of the plains. Like there's like a weird childhood memory aspect to it, I think, because of like the kind of like more candy smell, but like mixed with kind of the pastoral sense that is like could bring a wee tear to your eye. You know?
Yeah, I get that.
Nothing too risky, nothing poking at you. You can like track some of these notes, but it's overall pretty well balanced, so that I don't think there's anything. I mean, I would say that the chocolate is probably the cacao absolute is maybe the most recognizable immediately. So if someone walks past you within 6 feet, which I don't know why they would be doing that, but that may be like their first thing. But there is this like lean in because there's other kind of more mysterious components that reveal themselves.
Yeah, but if anyone's leaning into you, you just go.
Wait, do that again.
I don't know what I did. It was like a once in a lifetime noise.
If I was at the supermarket and someone did that to me, I would back the hell up. So, master class in, you know,
just make weird noises at people when they're getting in your bubble, because apparently saying like, "Hey, 6 feet" is actually not enough. You have to just like make a weird noise, and people will react.
I had to tell a gentleman at the supermarket last night to pull his mask up over his nose, and he did it for at least like the moment that I was around.
And then I saw him again, and
he took it back down. But the point is, I was heard.
Yes, that moment.
All right, I feel like I've been saving the best for last here, only because this scent is called Muddy Armadillo. And unlike when I was saying you should not be a judgmental longhorn, you should definitely be a Muddy Armadillo. It reminds me of in Big Love, where Grace Zabriskie said to Ellen Burstyn, "I know you think I'm just a dirty chinchilla." And I had the phrase dirty chinchilla stuck in my head for like, I mean, until now, currently. We'll see how long it lasts. It's been years. I feel like Muddy Armadillo is like the soul cousin of Dirty Chinchilla. I would actually, I mean, I wonder if we could do that. How weird would it be to write to like Showtime or whoever it was and be like, "We are a real perfume company that wants to license a fragrance based on intellectual property of Grace Zabriskie saying the words dirty chinchilla. So name your price." Anyway, let's just consider this to be...
they never respond.
Adjacent to that. Yeah, I mean, I love it when people actually dare to respond to my emails. It makes me feel really satisfying as like a marketing demon. So, Muddy Armadillo perfume oil. It says, "This little fella is a whole mood. Cacao wood, tobacco absolute, and bourbon cream." This reminds me a little bit just from the description of maybe something like No Man is an Island from last spring's fundraiser for LA Food Kitchens. There's something about the, I think maybe it was a bourbon cream situation. I know we've seen that pop up somewhere before. I'll have to do my research next time, know what I'm talking about. I go insane for tobacco scents, by the way. That's a little fact about me. Insane. So
dog barking.
This one is like a whole different realm of like a chocolate scent than the Longhorn. That's so funny how it can be so different. This one definitely has more of like a drier, woody cacao.
Yes, it's like a tree trunk made of chocolate.
Yes.
If I had it, let me say.
Yes, I'll just say yes.
It is really dry and woody, but it is also very chocolatey.
And then also, it's hard to distinguish because the sweetness of it doesn't necessarily come from the cacao note, because we've got this like bourbon cream, and tobacco has a sweetness too. And so it's like borrowing sweetness from other elements.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how I like to eat the very dark chocolate, but then like take little bites of the crystallized ginger with it, so that that's what's sweetening up not the chocolate, and it just creates a different flavor experience. That's what we've got going on here. The bourbon cream is nice. But like also the tobacco still has some grit to it also, so it's not like a perfectly smooth gourmand foodie blend. You're not just gonna like warm up a mug of this and down it, you know. I mean, definitely not of the perfume oil, but if this was a
don't do that.
yeah,
I'm gonna heat up some perfume and
it goes great with your hammy. There's also something kind of outdoorsy about it, which is really fascinating to me. This reminds me, it's got a kind of a cowboy quality to it. Is that crazy?
no.
I mean, it's probably the tobacco I'm thinking of and the wood. You know, I like how between this and Longhorn and Northern Mockingbird, it's just like three different barns. But like in two of them, I'm eating chocolate, which makes sense because like 60% of the time, I probably, you know, if I'm in a barn, I'm probably eating something. So, which of the three are you like is your jam? Would you say? Oh, can I go back real quick and say on the Longhorn, moving back up the arm to it, it's already moving into a grassier, like the hay is like coming out because
It's changed a lot.
the chocolate has kind of moved on, and it's seriously much more now about like the musk and the hay. Isn't that interesting?
You know, I don't know what I'm leaning towards the most because they've all kind of changed in a different way. But I think maybe the Judgmental Longhorn is my favorite.
The Northern Mockingbird one is the kind of the one that's the most elegant out of the three. It's the one I think that is just like a sort of more dignified and refined, ironically. Like it smells like a really like beautiful, like almost like a gentlemanly fragrance, you know,
Yeah.
but still pulling from like natural elements. I really like that.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Armadillo here is like a little silly. It
Yeah.
just kind of stays like kind of rich and creamy and sweet and like
A little boozy.
right, and I don't see that changing much. I mean,
No.
it might dry down into like a kind of even grittier tobacco, which I personally have no problem with.
Yeah, the Longhorn has really turned into a nice, sweet, gentle hay scent.
It's
Which
like moved even further outdoors.
it has. It's like in the pasture.
Yeah, so I would say that if you don't want the chocolate, or if you're like if chocolate is less of a priority for you, then I would go for that one. Whereas if you want the full like cacao experience, you are a muddy armadillo, and that will be the scent for you. So that's the three fragrances.
Those.
One,
That's
two,
it.
three. Yeah, dirty chinchilla. Hopefully coming someday. It'll be maybe grayer and dustier. I want like the olfactory equivalent of like Grace Zabriskie, you know,
Just cheekbones and eyes.
and dirt
Mm.
for that role. I mean, it was just perfect for the role.
Yeah.
She was great.
She's so great.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. And those of you who've already supported and bought scents or donated, that's excellent. Those of you who are waiting for Lupercalia, I totally understand. Although we did update our policy, just so you know. So now if you order something and then you want to order something else, you can combine the orders and we will refund the shipping for the second order, except for instead of like it just being refunded to you, it gets saved as store credit on our website. So, you know, if you just can't wait, you won't be penalized for that with an extra shipping charge.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's all we kind of got for now. Hopefully you'll be hearing from us real soon with some more Lupercalia craziness. I'm champing at the bit, practically, to dig into there. I've read the update. Did you read the update?
I did.
We know what's in it. And you're in trouble.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I think people will be happy.
I should go back and see if Beth will pay us extra to not just like read the update aloud to people. We cannot be bought, just so you know. We're not corruptible. We probably should have ended the video by now. Let's just pretend we did that. So here's sending love to our wonderful Texas people. Please persist. You're going to get through this. Thanks everyone for helping out, and we will be pestering you again soon.
Mm-hmm.
Tom out. Galen
Galen
out.
also out.
Galen additionally out. Bye.
Bye.